Welcome to episode 1 of my PlayStation 5 Let's Play titled Heartland of America in Griffin, Indiana. Please sit back, buckle up, and enjoy the adventure. Hello folks, my name is Hercules, and I hope you are going to enjoy this attempt of myself getting into farming. I, like many of you, like to watch YouTube. I've seen a great many farmers on YouTube like the Welcome Boys and Millennial Farmers and the Larson Farms and Cole the Corn Star and, you know, people like that. And I'm like, well, they can do it. Well, anybody can really do it, can't they? You know, I've played a few games like Farming Simulator and Farming Dynasty and games like that. And, you know, it doesn't seem all that hard. So what I'm going to do here is, if I can drive straight here for a minute and pay attention to the road instead of talking to you guys, is I bought a farm in the Heartlands of America. I bought an old cattle farm that has been out of use for about a year now. As you can see up there on the right, that's the cattle barn and the hay barn. Now we're pulling in here to the house. I'm glad you guys could join me as we start this journey together. Hopefully it's fun. I can entertain you guys, and we can actually make some money here and become real farmers, or farmers in a game anyway, on YouTube. Let's go ahead and go with that. Well, here we are, the farm that I bought. I've liquidated my life savings and taken every penny I've had, put it into purchasing this farm in Griffin, Indiana. You know, the Heartland of America. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and unload, and we'll take a look at the map real quick. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the map. This is what we own. We own field 1, 33, and 13. You know, we own the biogas facility as well. So with that, what we're going to do is, it's an old cattle farm, so it's got a lot of grass fields. So in order to start making our money early on, we're probably going to have to go into the grass business and focus on using silage. The only thing I brought with me, as we can see here in a second, I'll show you the garage, is I have my 6120M with 140 horsepower, my TLX pickup truck from 82 Squared, a front end loader with a bucket trailer, and a soil sampler along with the bed. I do have a field. I bought a field. I wanted to start out with a little bit of revenue started. So that is the reason why I bought. If we go back into here, that is the reason why I bought field 13, is it's got a ready to harvest crop on it. Bought it from a local farmer who's trying to downsize. It should be ready to harvest. And we can go ahead and take a look at that now. Looks like it is growing, so it's not ready to harvest yet. Hopefully it'll be ready soon. So what that'll do is that'll give us some time to get started on the grasslands. Looks like we're all cultivated. Looks like it needs plowing. Looks like 33 is a grass field as well. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to go ahead and park this over here. See if I can back this thing in. Now, I'm a city boy. I'm from the suburbs. You know, I've backed in. I've never really backed in a trailer before in my life, so this is all going to be all new. You know, I bought this trailer and tractor back home in the Northeast before I came. You know, I bought this tractor back in the Northeast before I came out here to Indiana, you know, from the New England area. You know, farming is somewhat prevalent up here. Up north, we do a lot of potato farming up in New England. I mean, there's a few dairy cows and dairy farms along the way in New England. So what I'm going to do now is we are going to go ahead and see what we have available. I heard on the way in, I got a call from the local dealer. Made some calls ahead of time. I asked him if he could look around for me and see if he could line up a couple of at least a used tractor for me to get started. probably going to have to buy a tractor and mowers. And I'd like to go with a forage harvester at this point, but I just don't think we're going to have the money to be able to go that way. So I think we're going to have to buy a loading wagon and a trailer. They pointed me in the direction of a local guy who does who hires out harvesting fields. So when that field 13 is ready, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and hire him to go ahead and harvest that field for us, so we can get a little bit of barley off that. We'll take that barley, we'll save some of it so we can get some chickens growing at the chicken lot over here by the main house. We'll take that straw, we'll pick that straw up with our loading wagon that we'll have to buy, and we'll store that for now. The idea is to get a working cow farm going. Unhook this trailer. Go ahead and drop the tailgate down. And we're going to go ahead and take a ride down to the... We're going to go ahead and take a ride down to the local farm store. See what they have for... they were supposed to get some stuff down there for me to look at. Got to pay attention to the road instead of looking at my tablet and you guys. You know, I keep looking at that camera, trying to be one of those YouTuber guys. You know what I mean? Trying to document, doing some vlogging, paying attention to the camera, not my my driving skills. And keep that up, and we're not going to make it to the store. Probably going to wrap this thing around a telephone pole pretty quick, but we'll do our best to keep it on all four wheels and try not to cause any accidents here. So what we'll do now is we'll take a little quick ride down to the store. Take just a couple of minutes here. Still trying to learn the town a little bit, so you gotta bear with me. I'm new in town, just got here today, it's my first day. I basically bought the farm through a video Zoom conference. Basically bought it by video camera. I had the real estate agent walk around with a camera and Zoom meet me and let me look at everything that way. It's quite a distance for me to travel from, you know, northern New England all the way down here to Indiana. You know, me and the family and all that. Okay, it looks like we are here at the store. Let's go ahead and pull in here into the store. Let's go ahead and get in our parking spot here. We'll get out of the truck. Let's go ahead and go in. Oh, we better start our truck off. We'll go ahead and talk to the gentleman, see what he has available for us to buy. See what is available. Okay, folks, I've talked to the owner here, and he's cut me a pretty good deal. Let's go ahead and take a rundown of what we bought. We had a John Deere tractor, the 8960 used. We got that for $77,656. We got a trailer, a Lizard trailer, a TB16 with a 39,800 liter capacity for $26,400. We got a loading wagon, the Class Quantum 38K, the 3800K for $28,000. We got a fertilizer lime spreader called the Lizard MVU-8. We got it used for $7,350. And we also had to buy a brand new mower pack. We bought a John Deere mower pack, a front and rear mower that you can actually put them together and run them both on the rear. That was $61,000. So let's go ahead and take a look at our new equipment here, and let's see if we can start getting some of this back home. Yeah, there's some nice set of mower packs right there. That'll go nice with that John Deere that we just purchased. Trailer, loading wagon, fertilizer. Like the owner of the store was saying, a lot of local farmers tend to contract out to fertilizer. So it's going to be a good way for us to make a little bit of extra money here in the beginning. If we got a little bit of extra cash going on, we may also buy a cultivator and a plow. But we'll have to see how it goes after that first harvest we do, and see how much barley we get left. So let's go ahead and get this started up. We'll start getting back and get some mowing done when time allows. We'll go ahead and get the boy back down here. See if we can get him to get some of this other machinery back home, or we'll come get it when we need it. Nice tractor, starts right up nice. Sounds good. As many hours and as used as it is, it sounds like a pretty good tractor. We'll we're going to go ahead and leave the truck right here for now. We'll come back and get it. Now the nice thing about this mowing pack the guy sold me on is that it's got what's called swath drop, which means that that I don't need a windrower with this, or work great with our new Kloss loading wagon we have. So let's go ahead and get this back to the farm. We'll go ahead and get mowing on that field and see if we can get that done. Both ways here. We don't want to cause no accidents. Never driven a tractor this big, so it's going to be an adventure. Let's go ahead and see how we do here. Looks like a pretty nice looking tractor inside. Don't know much about tractors, so I'm trusting the owner of the tractor store quite a bit here. I mean, he did tell me it was an old tractor, but he said it was in really good shape for the year, for the amount of hours on it. So we're going to take his word at it, and you know, we can't knock that small town America feel back in the Heartlands of America. You know, it's a lot of closeness, a lot of, you know, treat people the way you want to be treated. You know, that takes place in a lot of the non-urbanized, the rural areas of the United States. You know, there's a lot of similarities in all parts of the United States in the rural in the rural towns and counties. You know, most people will treat you the way that they want to be treated themselves. They treat you with respect. You know, they're helpful. They're not going to try to rip you off. So let's go ahead and see this. Oh, that is a long nose on that tractor. Let's go ahead and see if we can get back home. Get some mowing done before we lose too much light. Now hopefully I can get an episode of this out every other day or every third day. That is my goal right now to start over. I mean, I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. I am brain dead. I appreciate everybody who has taken the time to go ahead and watch my video. You know, who's made it to this point. You know, I am going to make mistakes. There's no doubt about it. I am too new to farming. I am too new to Farm Sim 19 to not make mistakes. The goal is if I can do this without making too many mistakes and make something that is kind of enjoyable to watch and fairly easy along to follow. So the goal is right now is we got a huge field here. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and mow the grass in this field and see what we can do on getting those silage clamps going. Been told that, you know, selling silage to local farmers is a big way to get started, either to the local farmer or to the biogas plant. You know, the energy plant takes a lot of energy to heat the town, provide energy for the town. So let's go ahead and get this started. See what we can get going here. Let's go ahead and get this all lowered. Let's go ahead and see what work mode we're on. We're going to want to go to swath dropping. Let's go ahead and turn this one on. Select back, turn that one on. Let's go ahead and come back a little bit farther. Let's start mowing. See if we're going to make it through the day here. I can tell you. Big tractor here with a mower. See if we can keep it out of the fence. Let's go ahead and set this on cruise control here and see what we can do. Now what I'm probably going to do here is I'm going to probably put a little bit of music in, do a little bit of time lapse, because this job is going to take a while. But then again, that's what farming is all about. See? New farmer already. Can't keep out of the fence. Good thing the fence don't break. I'll learn. Like I said, it's going to be a learning process. A process for me, a process for you guys. See how I do. But the main goal is try to keep it out of the fence. Okay, folks, I'll see you back in a little while. Well, folks, I can tell you this. Taking the time mowing, riding in the tractor gives you a lot of time for thought. Now, the thought is going forward is we're going to keep on mowing some grass here, but I figured I'd tell you guys what the plan was going forward is. And the reason why I mowed this grass early, I know it is a little short. It's probably could have waited a little while and got much better yield off it, but we need to get some digestate going. We need to get some cash flow. So I need to get this turned into silage and so we can get it taken over to the biogas plant. What we're going to do after we harvest all this grass is we're going to go ahead and plow this field up so that we can go ahead and then soil sample it and get the right pH levels for the lime and the fertilizer. And then what that's going to allow us to do is be able to choose what we want to do with this field. Are we going to keep it grass? You know, if we're going to keep it grass, then what we're going to do is, you know, this will allow us to get better yields out of this field by doing all of this. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and finish this mowing of this field right here. We're going to do this. We're going to go over by the homestead. We're going to do around field number 1, I think it is. The first field that we have closest to the house. And then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and go down and get the loading ladder and get all this picked up and put in the silage plant. Now, the reason why we're going to do this and the reason why I'm going to plow all this through is because we want to be able to soil sample this land. You know, we need to increase our production of what we can get off this land as much as we can. So by soil sampling it, it's going to allow us to get right on where we need to be with our fertilizer and our lime. And so we can maximize production of what we get, of what we're able to harvest off this land. You know, this increase our yield if we choose to go all hay and silage so that we can, well, the goal is to get a 500 cattle farm going and maybe expand to 1,000. But to do that, we're going to need to be able to get the best yield we can off the property we have. So that's our primary goal, is to get most of our land plowed up so that we can then soil sample it and then we can start fertilizing it and liming it to what we need. You know, my idea is with 13, with the in-town law is we'll use that as a cash crop. Probably do soybeans or something of that nature into it so we can use that as a money crop. What I'm going to do is probably turn part of this grass field into a cornfield. I think having corn will probably be much easier turning into silage than grass. And then the rest of the field will be a hayfield for the cattle. And then we'll approach it as we need to from there. But the first thing we need to do is we need to get all this grass mowed. Probably not going to take the time to plow up all these small fields here. You know, the small area. The bigger area, I'll definitely plow all that up. Because the more fertilizer we can get on land, the better off it's going to be for us. And the more production we're going to be able to get out of it. Again, vlogging and tractor driving don't mix with me. I've yet to become a pro at it, so we'll get used to it here in time. Pretty soon it'll come as a second nature. I'll be able to do these turns with ease with the camera in my hand, talking to you guys at the same time like there's nothing wrong. But until we get to that point, bear with me please. We are going to have a little bit of these zigzaggy lines. I'll go back through and straighten them up real quick. But yeah, that's the plan. The plan is to slowly grow this back into a cattle and chicken farm. We'll probably set up at some point another chicken coop, a large chicken coop, 500 hens. I believe the one we have now is just a basic hen coop for like 200 hens. Been hearing around town there's usually a pretty good market for chicken eggs. So if chicken eggs are paying out really well, then maybe it would behoove us to go ahead and, you know, plant a wheat or barley crop so we can use that for harvest for the chicken food. You know, then take that straw for the bedding for the cows and the base for the TMR. You know, and kill two birds with one stone, and then use our money crop on our big field in town to start with until we can buy more fields. Once we're able to buy more fields, then we can go ahead and expand, you know, whether we need more chicken feed, or we can expand more into arable and make more cash crop. You know, or we need to get more grass fields. We may end up having to get more grass fields to produce more hay to provide, you know, like I said, my goal is to have 1,000 head cattle farm, you know, and be a dairy farmer. You know, that's what we do usually in New England, in the New England areas, we produce milk. So I'm going to try that thought process out here in the great Heartland of America in Griffin, Indiana, and see how it works. You know, we do have a lot online, like I said. Liquidated all of the family's assets, left my job I had, you know, and decided I thought I could be a farmer. You know, driving tractors a little bit harder than I thought it was, that's for sure. But we'll learn. We'll get there. You know, a little hard work and a little bit of elbow grease will get us a long ways. And that's what we're going to do. I can tell you one thing we're not going to do, and that's going to be quit. That is not in my DNA. We are not going to quit. You know, this may take time, it may stall out. You know, but what we're going to do is we're going to keep digging at it. We're going to keep digging at it, and we're going to keep at it, and we're going to keep at it, and then sooner or later we'll be profitable. Then we'll hit those goals, and we'll hit the achievements that we've set for ourselves. You know, I'd like to have all of you along the way with me to enjoy those achievements. I believe it's going to be a fun ride. You know, I play a variety of games. I have played, you know, first-person shooters, and I was a big MMO guy for a while. Played World of Warcraft like crazy. You know, I played Ultima Online. I played games like EverQuest. This is great. I've somehow found FS19. This is the first farm sim game I've ever played. I know a lot of players out here have been playing farm sim for years and years and years. I found this game late in my playing career, and I just absolutely love the game. You know, and I started watching it on YouTube and started watching guys like DJ Gohan and Daggerwind and Sealy P. You know, Mr. Sealy P is a big inspiration for me in doing this. You know, his style, the way he does it, you know, it's inspiring. You know, the same way with Daggerwind. You know, DJ's funny with all of this crazy, unrealistic play, but you know, you gotta love it. He's a funny guy. But what we'll do is we'll do what we can. We're gonna keep on farming here. We're gonna keep on mowing some grass. We'll see if we can turn this thing into a real farm. Now it looks like they put down some old grass, some funny grass there. It looks like they maybe did some logging. Got rid of some trees before I bought the place. You know, I'm not going to worry about getting too close to the fence here. You know, I've got a hard time getting hung up with the fence, so I'm going to keep my distance for a little bit. Make a couple of passes. You know, every little bit of silage at this point is going to help us achieve our goal of trying to make a little bit of money. You know, and the way that I've heard, you know, soil, the way we should be treating our soil is, you know, we test it. You know, we lime it, and we put down the organic fertilizer. Long way. Try to keep it out of the woods here. Try to keep you guys out of the bushes. Probably not going to make too many passes out through here, probably just in and back. stuck. I would like to say I'm surprised by my driving skills lately, but nothing would surprise me over that. Look at that. Let's go ahead and fold that mower up again. These butterfly mowers are going to be the bane of my existence in this farm game. They've always been. Let's go ahead and back up over here. Let's go ahead and get those put back down. Oh, got to turn them on. Let's lower that down. Let's turn it back on. Part of the problem is I set the cruise control down and I just let her go. You know, I probably ought to keep better handle on the throttle and the steering. Might keep me out of the fence in the woods about it a little more often. Yeah, but where's all the fun in that? I know. Repair bills are what's going to be the killer, oh yes. I'll learn. Beautiful house. The wife and the kids really, really love this house. You know, great view overlooking the small town of Griffin. You know, there's nothing like small town America. You know, definitely got a lot of garage space, a lot of shed space, garage space. Apparently what I've heard from locals in the area and the real estate agent is there was an older couple that lived here and worked the farm for many, many years and many generations. Apparently the gentleman had some issues and they were forced to sell the farm. You know, none of the children wanted to carry on the family business of being a farmer. You know, they've all grown up and moved away. So they decided to liquidate all their equipment, all the cows, all the cattle, all their chicken. They sold all their equipment and put the farm up on the market. You know, it's been up there for a while and they were having trouble selling it. You know, it just happened to fall right for us, my wife and I and my family. You know, that we were looking for a change. We wanted to get out of, you know, the populated areas of the U.S., you know, with the current state of affairs, you know, as many suburbanites are doing and moving into the country and the rural areas of the country to try to distance themselves, try to keep their families safe. And that's what we've done. Totally uprooted my family. Total change in way of life. We've gone from being you know, hobby farmers to being real life farmers. Real life farmers and homesteaders. Well, at least that's the goal. You know, our goal is to be able to produce enough to be able to provide for our family and be successful. You know, we're definitely going to make that happen. Well, we're going to try really hard. You know, so definitely you people that are more experienced in farming that have taken a look at this video and have watched my gameplay a little bit, any constructive criticism would be very, very welcome. You know, leave a comment, leave a reply. I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. You know, thank you ahead of time. You know, every person that has spent the time to watch this video, I thank you very much. Can't thank you enough. But yeah, our plan going forward, probably this episode is we'll get all this grass mowed. I don't know if we'll get it all picked up yet. Probably not. I think we'll probably end this episode at just getting the grass mowed. Next episode, what we'll do is probably off cameras, I'll get all the equipment back here. Me and the boy and the wife will go down and ferry all the equipment and stuff that we bought in town back here. Maybe make a few changes. If I do, I'll explain all that in the beginning of the next series, beginning of the next episode. Yeah, we're a long ways from starting another series yet. But yeah, I would definitely like to, I would definitely be open to farming suggestions. You know, what works for you. I mean, definitely share. I mean, if you're willing to share what you learned, I will definitely be willing to listen. You know, the main thing though is I want to have fun. I want to do what, you know, I'm doing what I enjoy doing. You know, like I've said it before. I've had a passion playing console video games for most of my life. You know, and I'm pushing up to my mid to late 40s. And like I said, I've been a video gamer since the tabletop console game called Pong. You know, one of my favorite games as a kid was Asteroids at the arcade. You know, Asteroids and Pac-Man. You know, you put that in front of a kid these days and they just laugh at you and they're like, what is that? What are those horrible, horrible graphics? And we're like, well, that was state of the art back in, you know, when I was your age or when I was a kid. You know, that is another reason why I'm so inspired by Mr. Sealy P. You know, we're relatively the same age. You know, he's very, very inspiring. I appreciate what he's done for this community, and I appreciate the inspiration that he's provided to me to be able to, you know, as an older gentleman that enjoys playing video games, and now that I enjoy farming, is to do this, you know, kind of put two passions together. You know, I've always enjoyed sharing. You know, part of who I am. You know, let's go ahead and get this done up. Like I said, what we'll do is, before I get rambling on again, you know, it tends to happen. I get sidetracked, you know, start on one thought and get it trained on to another thought, and then next thing you know, it's chained over to another thought, and we're totally talking about something else that we never even started talking about. Now, that seems to happen quite a bit. But like I was saying, what we're going to do in this episode is we're going to go ahead and finish mowing. Then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and in between these episodes and the next episode is I'll go ahead and get all the equipment back to the farm that we've gone ahead and purchased. I'll go ahead and reevaluate what I think we need and what I think we need to do. My guess is next episode is we're going to go ahead and start picking this grass up so we can get it in the silage clamp. You know, once we get it into the silage clamp and that's all done, then we'll start. We'll take a look at the field 13 in town, and hopefully that's getting into the growth stage. We can go ahead and get that harvested. You know, then we'll pick all, you know, then we'll get that harvested. We'll save probably a trailer load in the silo for chicken food. Then we'll go ahead and purchase some chickens. You know, we'll take the straw from that and pick that up with the loading wagon as well and transport that back here into the silo and hold that for a base for cows. And see if we can, with that silage, and maybe do a little bit of hay on field 33. Maybe we'll look into doing that hay. We'll see if we can get a tedder and a windrow. See if we can windrow up, you know, cut and create a little bit of hay with a baler. You know, I'd like to get the Vicon fast baler, but that is probably not going to happen for a while. You know, we'll probably get a, you know, I got my eye on this old John Deere round baler. You know, we'll see how it goes. You know, we'll have to see how expensive it is when it comes time to purchasing that baler, because we're doing some hay. But I mean, those are all things on our list. We've also got to go get soil sampling done. I've got to soil sample all these fields. You know, I got to get the RTK station set up. We got to go ahead and buy a plow. We got to go ahead and buy a plow and get the big grass field all plowed in. You know, part of me is probably thinking we might want to plow part of this too now, just so we can get better quality grass out of it for hay. You know, our hope in the future is those we can turn this into some greenhouses and maybe a farm stand. I'll probably have to bring a dozer in or something and do quite a bit of land work to try to get the grade down a little bit. Try to get it more to grade. See if we can take the crown of this hill off right here. You know, it's probably going to be a lot of dozer work. And if I can get this down to one grade here, pretty easy. You know, we might be able to open up, my wife can do a greenhouse company in the garden stand, you know, sell our milk, sell our fruits, sell our vegetables. It's got a small garden here now, you know, but if we can put in, you know, 3 or 4 greenhouses, half a dozen greenhouses, you know, with the, you know, that we're producing, and so be it. Pretty big field here. So to make for a really good money crop field. The initial assessment of this field showed that it was really good loamy soil. We won't know for sure until we get back with all the testing. But if it is really loamy soil, then this will make us a really good cash crop field. That's what we're hoping. We're hoping this will make a really good cash crop field. You know, we'll probably do either canola or soybean or, you know, whatever we need to have in this field at the time or whatever's selling good. We'll go ahead and put that in this field and plant it and grow it. You know, but we're coming up on the end of the episode here, folks. You know, I would like to say from the bottom of my heart, if you've watched this video until this point, thank you very much. It means more to me than you'll ever know. With that being said, everybody please be safe. Everybody please have a great day. And if you would, go ahead and if you like what you've seen and you think you might want to see more, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and share this video with all your friends. You know, go ahead and hit that notification button because it will let you know when my next video releases. You know, like I said, I'm going to try to do another video in 2 days. You know, or I'm going to try to do another video every other day or every third day. But that notification button will let you know definitely when I go ahead and post one. You know, you can follow me on Twitter. I think I have an Instagram account as well. I'll go ahead and post those in the description. But thank you very much for your time. And like I said, if you want to leave some constructive criticism or some tips and some pointers, by all means, I will definitely listen. And with that, thank you guys all very much, and God bless.